So, what's up, guys? Are you ready to talk about discourse? What is discourse, anyways, Jake? What do you think?
Is it like entropy?
It's like conversation, right?
Yes.
Just like talking.
Mhm.
Olga, hi. Let's see, who else is here? Swiskar, Vasily, hey, what's up?
Ivan.
Yeah. Let's see, who else is here today? Vika and Batman. I'm really glad that Batman joined us today because I'm a big fan of Batman.
Probably my favorite
especially
superhero.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That movie was just sick.
Yeah.
Oh, your name's not Batman? It's Bathman. For today, I'm just gonna call you Batman, okay? So today,
Batmanishka.
that's a good name, I think. So today we're talking about discourse markers.
What's
and
good?
Discourse, and I think I just said one of them, right? I said so.
So,
That's probably one of the most commonly used discourse markers, right?
well, it might be.
Well, what about you guys out there? You know some different discourse markers? Things that people say that just make the speech transition.
Well, I think there's a few more steps than that, too.
Yeah, Ivan said, and. Olga said, kinda, actually.
They might have a point.
Yeah. So there's really a lot of them. One kind of category of discourse markers is those words that we say when we don't know what we're going to say, like And as I learned today, in different countries, people might say it differently.
Like Japanese?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like eto?
Uh-huh. Yeah. What else? There's also like another category of discourse markers. In Russia, I know that they call them parasite words.
Parasite words, like
Yeah.
closers?
Like words that eat your speech, that they prevent you from speaking intelligently, basically.
Like gonna?
No, not like gonna. Like.
Like?
Uh-huh. I was like walking on the street and I like went into the shop.
And like.
Yeah, exactly.
Or yeah.
Right.
But yeah, and I was, yeah, you know.
Right, and so these things are discourse markers, as they're asking in the comments. I see you guys. What are markers? Okay. Well, markers, they just send some information to the person we're talking to that lets this person know that we are listening to them or that we're transitioning to a different type of speech. Like if we agree with them or we disagree with them or we're making a joke or other purposes like
Changing the conversation completely.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different examples of discourse markers, and really a lot of different words could be labeled discourse markers, probably.
Like so.
Yeah. So in some situations, so I think is a good example. In some situations, so can mean one thing, and in another situation it means something different. So it has. So it
has. You can't get away from them.
Right. So it has like 4 or 5 different meanings. Like so could be like very.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
emphasis on an adjective.
I was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
So could be just like a discourse marker or like a filler word.
As well
like,
as.
So what are we going to talk about?
Ah, yes. An opener.
So can also be used to mean something like that's why.
Mm-hmm.
I was hungry, so I bought food.
Talking about a result?
Yeah, or like the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Why you did something. So let's see. Let's check out the comments. Discourse markers can be really annoying.
Excuse me. Very nice.
Well, so are you sure? Olga says. Batman says 100%. Olga, things like that. Yeah, exactly, Olga. Things like that. So, well, so these things tell the person something, especially when we say, well, it's something like the person's thinking about it and maybe they aren't completely confident that this thing is true.
Or their response.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe someone tells you, like, tomorrow it's going to rain. You say, well...
On the other hand...
Yeah, you show some kind of... you don't agree with them completely, right?
Yes.
You doubt about what they're saying.
Yeah, there's quite a few that show doubt.
So Vasily asked us, where are you from? I'm from USA.
Americas?
But I've lived in a lot of different places, including Italy, Germany, and now Russia. And if you consider, I mean, Hawaii is a state in the United States.
It's a
Hawaii
state, but
is
it's a whole different continent.
So I lived there too. A whole different continent. It's just out there.
Way out there.
Ivan says that he's from a hut in Nicaragua.
Congratulations. I wish I was there chilling in the hut right next to you, Ivan.
I've never been in Nicaragua.
Gringos. Them gringos.
Never been in Nicaragua, but I'd like to go.
Wow.
You know any Spanish?
Hablo. Un poquito español.
That's better than I can do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You'll be there one day.
I'm sure that in different languages they have the same kind of discourse markers.
Well, Spanish has como.
Like how or what?
Like.
Like. Like. Yeah.
Exactly like. Como.
So different languages definitely have discourse markers too. Let's go to, let's see, the comments. Olga says, it sounds as if I must know it, but actually I think that it could be wrong as well, though thinking more, I would rather agree.
What am I doing? You made a conversation by yourself.
Yeah.
With discourse markers. ¿Cómo está? Todo bien. Okay, anyway. So, Chris, I think we have a really great simple explanation of discourse markers and the different categories.
That's true. Let's put that on there. Which one was it? Which one was the video, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
And
hello everyone, how are you today? This is Mark. So I've decided to give you another mini lesson. To begin with, let me just talk about a point in grammar that you'll find very useful when having a conversation with someone. In this lesson, I'll talk about discourse markers. Discourse markers are...
Did you hear what he said?
Discourse markers?
He's going to talk about what?
Discourse markers?
Are you serious?
Really?
That's just what we were talking about.
We were talking about the same thing.
To begin with, so, right, etc. that are used at the start of a conversation or at the end of a conversation.
Cool.
So I like how he breaks it down, though. I like how he breaks it down here. Discourse markers, used at the start or end of a conversation.
But what about like?
It's also used in the middle, yeah. Sometimes it's used to connect, manage, or organize what we say.
Mm-hmm. To help the flow of speech.
Vasily said, nice hat.
Did that happen?
It happened. And also, discourse markers can be used to express attitude.
Absolutely. To express emotion.
I think
or opinion.
Well, that one is like
intonation is a beautiful thing in any language.
Yeah, intonation is definitely important.
Quite.
Let's see what else he says.
Thus, we use them to connect, to manage, organize what we say or write, and sometimes to express attitude. So let's just look at my two introductory examples. So I've decided.
Okay, to begin with.
So this Italian guy has some good examples. So I've decided to give you another mini lesson. What does "so" in this case really mean? Like, what kind of message does it send? Nice
Well,
hat, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
So I've decided to give you another mini lesson. So it's like a transition, right?
Well, no, it's
That-
the beginning. It's a starter.
But I mean, like, if you just start speaking, and if you don't connect your speech to what was said before, then you can't use "so."
Yes, you could.
Because
I could use "so" as a starter. I'm using "so" as an explanative that I'm about to explain something to you.
true, yeah, there is this situation.
So I've decided to give you another mini lesson. Allow me to elaborate. To begin with, and now I will list. Many people would think firstly, secondly, thirdly, and so on would be.
But I would argue that in this situation, "so" tells the listener that we're connecting the following idea to some previous idea,
Talking about reason?
because "so" in some sense means that's why.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
But this had nothing before it.
Right, but so that's why I'm saying that.
The two different functions.
Right, like in what I just said. So that's why I'm saying, like, it wasn't really. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm saying, like, that's why exactly. But
Showing
there's still
intention.
some action from earlier. You know.
Okay, showing intention of what you had previously decided to speak upon.
Right.
All right. Because and it's true.
But I think that a lot of people make the mistake. I mean, people who are learning English, they make the mistake of saying "so," like because, or
like
"so"
because,
like then.
Like that, like those, like these, and all. Yeah. Okay.
I mean then. For example, instead of transitioning with the word "then," they use the word "so." For example, they say something like, "I went to the store, so I bought some milk."
Or to use a to infinitive, so to buy some milk.
And this doesn't really use the word "so" in the correct way.
It's not a quite correct transition.
Mm-hmm. So he also gives. So I can't stop saying so.
You can't stop saying so. We've been stuck. So guys,
So he says, to begin with, let me just talk about. This is a good one. Did I ever tell you the story about my my teacher in high school?
You might tell me again.
Okay. I'll take that as a go ahead.
Yeah.
He always used the discourse marker in terms of.
Yes.
If you don't know what "in terms of" means, it means something like speaking about this. So he
In terms of.
oh yeah, we should write it in the chat. In terms of, so every time, like in class, he would just say "in terms of" all the time. He was a history teacher. And so he would be like, in terms of Germany, they moved to the south during this battle when the others moved to the north in terms of the French. And all the time he would just say in terms of. So we made a game. We recorded every lesson that he taught, and we listened to it when we were like sitting and having a party at somebody's house. And every time that he said "in terms of," you had to take a drink.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we like re-listened to his lectures.
We should do that with "so." So people out there.
So be it.
So be it.
That's another meaning of "so," by the way.
Oh,
To mean
yes.
the same. Like,
Yeah.
I agree, the same.
Yeah.
Like, I think so.
Yeah.
I think the same as the person before. But again, it's referring to something before. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a linker.
Yeah. Let's see what this Italian guy says next.
To give you another mini lesson. So, in this case, is the discourse marker. So is used when we want to introduce a new thought, a new idea. Okay? So my second example was, to begin with, let me just talk. Great.
Sorry, guys, I had to skip ahead. I couldn't listen to the rest. So the other discourse markers that he presents here are, hey. So discourse markers could be used as a greeting, as he said before, at the beginning of some kind of speech or address to someone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice hat, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Hey, guys.
So actually, why do we use actually as a discourse marker, really?
Explain a fact from the previous informative sentence.
So some other like synonyms of actually would be something like in fact.
In fact, in case of,
In
in terms of.
in terms of, not in terms of.
Yes, it could be used that way. Absolutely. So in terms of
Batman
biology,
said I had to open it in the full screen mode. Open it in the full screen mode. Huh?
no, it's okay.
Olga says I had a history teacher at school who constantly repeated the word I talk. It's like so, I guess.
I talk.
Once
You talk.
we counted the numbers of them in a lesson. 76 times in 45 minutes. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think we would have survived if we played that game.
No. Yeah, just don't count the so's in this lesson.
Yeah, please. So, well, there. So as you see at the end of this example that he gave us here, you bet can also be.
As a finalizer.
Yeah, and you bet is really an interesting kind of discourse marker, because what does it really mean that you can be sure about that? You can be so sure that you can make a bet, or what?
Bet on it.
Yeah. Let's see. Ivan said, did you throw tomatoes at him? I'm hoping you're not talking about me.
No, the history teacher.
The history teacher. Thank God.
Yeah.
And Batman said, you guys know Sasha from this app? He always says, actually. Well, I hope you guys, after this lesson, don't say that I say so all the time.
So
So you want to sit here? You want to chase what?
All right. So, guys,
This is going to be like a meow.
to start you off, okay?
Let's talk about this right meow.
Right meow? It could be right meow. All right. Oh, I know one person who always says okay at the end of every sentence. Well, that's not as bad as Canadians, Chris. Do you know any Canadians? Eh?
I don't, eh?
Eh? It might be for true. So
Don't you know any Canadians, eh?
I might.
You might.
I might. Yeah.
Them Canadians around where I live.
Hey. I know them.
Oh shit, you love discourse markers too?
Huh? Love I discourse markers. And this is the reason we use it. But to discuss about a few things.
Discuss about.
Yeah. Not to strong arm you. Chris, what about negative discourse markers?
Negative discourse markers.
So not to, so not to. Would you connect other words after that as part of the discourse marker?
So as not to?
So as not to. In any case, that's a multiple. That's a phrase.
Is it negative though? And
So no, I'm not. I've moved beyond negatives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the train of thought has left the station.
Oh, what picture is this now?
Oh,
Dialogue.
nothing.
Let's go dialogue.
Yeah, I was just dialoguing you for a minute, just to throw some thoughts into your head.
What are they saying in the comments?
They've been lost in translation. But anyway, hi.
Hi.
Nice conversation. So everybody out there, if you're watching, please comment. Throw us some examples. Talk about
Discourse markers.
yeah,
So-called.
so-called discourse markers.
So-called. I mean, this isn't really a discourse marker though.
It could be said though. It definitely.
Though is a good one.
Is that? Do you have one person that you know that uses though at the end of every sentence?
Me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I
No.
mean, before I became an English teacher, I did.
So, Chris, they were definitely asking about negative discourse markers. I
Yeah.
have a list here. It's quite long, kind of small. If any of you can pick out, Ivan, thank you for that. I'm not going to repeat it, but thank you.
Go to
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I think you meant app, maybe.
Go to the app. Yeah, that's what I said exactly.
Go to the app, maybe. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so negative discourse markers. They don't have to have a no or a not in them to be a negative.
Right?
Yeah, we could talk about the idea or the intention of the discourse marker to mean negative. Like unless, something like if not, meaning that it's necessary. And that goes back to the conditionals video. If you click on the page somewhere, you'll find that link. Probably right there, somewhere. All right. On the other hand.
That's a good one. That's a good transition to an opposite idea.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of them, like, however.
Oya says she loves this one. On the other hand. So, wouldn't you say that girls' conversations, to stereotype for a moment, girls' conversations often run off in many different directions?
I think girls and guys conversate or carry on discourse in a much different way.
Much different way. So
because
the discourse is either intrapathy or like...
that's the word of the day.
That's the word of the day. As a matter of fact, Batman.
I think that women tend to connect a lot of ideas that and not include a lot of words in dialogue that would give someone who doesn't have the context the insight to understand the connection between the ideas. So so a lot of ideas that seem maybe to men to be just scatterbrained, you know. But men, on the other hand, appear very just like direct and straightforward, just saying like, this is this and this and this is this. Like a caveman.
So you would say that men use more linkers of a positive discourse marker, and women use more negative because they go off on different tangents?
I don't know.
You're welcome. Miss. You're quite welcome.
I don't know. I wouldn't really say it's positive and negative. I'd say it's something like
continuous and
I think
interruptive.
women, I would even dare to say that women use discourse markers more than men.
Really?
How?
Okay, I could agree with that because of the many connecting ideas. Well, Chris, honestly, I have to say that's kind of iffy.
Iffy?
That's quite iffy.
Did we jump into slang and idioms already?
Well, it's kind of iffy, bro.
Okay. Who out there knows what iffy means? Well, I guess we already told them, right?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of iffy.
Doubtful. Iffy.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to be at the thing tomorrow?
It's iffy.
Yeah? Iffy? Really?
Iffy.
I thought you were coming.
I might be. Oh, wait. No, it's definitely not iffy. All right. Chris, would you like to, lead on with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't be a hillbilly.
Hillbilly? What's that?
What's a hillbilly?
Let's see. Olga says, mainly girls are more talkative, therefore they use discourse markers more. But on the other hand, men are great at keeping the conversation as well as girls. Well, we try. We try.
I could do it for a good little minute.
What did you call me before?
Huh? A hillbilly?
Hillbilly. Unsophisticated country person. Now, any y'all there ever heard hillbilly talk, probably know what he's saying, or maybe don't even know.
Don't even know.
Maybe don't even know.
And you actually used a really great discourse marker for that. Now.
Yeah.
Now
can be a good discourse marker to transition into something. And it's really cool because it also compares what we're about to say with something from the past. Like... my dad always uses that discourse marker. And he'll just be speaking and saying something, and then,
At the very end.
you know, just a big pause, and then, you know, he says something else like that.
And then
And-
continues.
And when I was younger, I used to be really sarcastic, and so he would say something to me, and he'd say, "This is what I think, you know," and I would interrupt him, and I'd say, "I don't know. Tell me. I'm waiting for you to tell me. I don't know," because I was a sarcastic brat.
That happens.
Let's see. Somebody just came in the chat. Beauty Cool. What up, Beauty Cool?
Yeah.
So hillbilly. What else? Dinosaur. I remember that. I remember one time my my grandpa told me, you know, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
or when I was your age, and I said, you mean when the dinosaurs were alive?
Yeah. And older than dirt.
He didn't really think it was that funny.
Yeah, neither did my grandma.
Yeah. So let's see the next one. A floozy.
Floozy.
Woman who has a lot of sexual relationships. Well, I'd say that today this has moved on
Yeah.
and become more. It has a wider meaning. Called my girlfriend a floozy, so I punched him in the nose. Punched him on the nose. This is incorrect.
Yeah.
Next,
Ticker.
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 His ticker just went off.
The timing's bad.
Timing's bad. Those are bad jokes, I think.
They are bad jokes.
So let's check out another video.
No. So, I think, you see, well,
See, that's another one that I didn't think of before.
What do you see?
Uh-huh. See, what we're talking about today is discourse markers.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I think a lot of the modern ones, the slang that follows in discourse, especially with these, you'd have to say they're phrases now. We don't use single words anymore.
Think so?
I would say so.
Now, anyway is a good one too. Especially when like somebody tells you a long story and then you just want to say that story sucked. You just say like, anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like today, Bobby came up to me and he said like, you know, let's meet after school and maybe we can hang out at the weekend. And I said, okay, maybe we can. What do you think?
What?
Anyway, let's talk about discourse markers.
oh, as I was saying, I mean,
As I was saying, is another one of those annoying ones, right?
Yeah. Wait, what were you saying?
As I was saying, we need to continue to talk about discourse markers.
Wait, what? Forget it. There you go. That's a great one.
okay. Actually, I think these are all spoken discourse markers. A word, a phrase. Mama always
This is pretty cool.
No, Mama always told me.
Well, yeah, but
said not to talk to strangers. Well, yeah, but discourse markers, but they help become.
so as she said, discourse markers have no purpose in grammar.
None
So they're
whatsoever.
not connected. They're just a comment that's just added in some part of speech.
So wait, we're not teaching grammar?
No,
It
it happens.
happens. I love English.
But they do help the conversation to flow better.
I would agree.
Would you? I'd like definitely agree too.
You'd probably say so, huh?
So there you go. Like someone's thinking, like
Yeah.
just add it in the
And
middle
agreement.
of speech.
And agreement.
Yeah. I mean, living. I mean, that's another one.
Absolutely. Well, okay. Let's look at like some of the definitions of this stuff because this is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Video.
Let's see what they say here.
Well, I was a little worried. You know, not everyone shares your.
Well, you know.
You know,
Drawing
someone's
some.
attention to something. So yeah, discourse markers are used in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
But in general, they don't influence the rest of the comment or the sentence. So let's take a look at. Of course, we love discourse markers. Yeah, I see that. What about this one? Keep calm and love discourse markers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but today we're not only talking about discourse markers.
No, slightly slang.
We're also talking about discourse.
Discourse, just in general.
Yeah. And modern discourse on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So modern discourse, I think this includes some topics such as political speech.
Yes. My God.
Concerning the fact that we have an election coming up.
Very soon.
And a very scary one.
Hey. Okay. What if Hillary gets like thrown in prison for her stupid Benghazi thing, and nobody votes for Trump, and some like liberal like independent wins?
Yeah.
What would happen?
The world might be a better place.
It might be, but it won't happen. So anyway. Yeah.
So speaking of which, oh wait, what did it say?
What happened?
Trump is a butt. So
Oh, that's not the same butt as.
Well, as what? As what butt?
But I mean the butt.
It's
butt,
a different butt. Yeah.
But. Oh yeah, butt.
Yeah. There's the butt, and then there's the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Olga's curious about what the butt is. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Trump is a butt. I think it means that they don't like Trump.
Might be.
So this is a kind of discourse, though. People put images and status updates on the internet, and they serve some kind of purpose to communicate an idea. Not only what speech can tell someone, but a deeper, longer living idea. You know what I mean?
Well, absolutely. I don't know. A picture tells 1,000 words. Who said that? Oh, I did. Just now.
What's that saying that we always say in the States? Like, if you like it, take a picture or something. Like
Yeah, if you like it, take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, there's some other phrase too.
Oh yeah, if you like it, take a picture. Absolutely.
I don't know. There's also like, if you like it so much, why don't you marry it or something like
Yeah,
that?
put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
That's like schoolyard humor.
Absolutely.
So we talked about ticker already. But did we talk about the fat cat?
Fat cat. You know, Chris.
You know Susie's dad? He's a fat cat.
Susie's dad is a fat cat.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think he would buy me a new car?
Not that fat.
He is not that fat.
Oh, Batman said fat cat is the same as big fish.
Quite true.
Yeah.
But not a fact cat.
But we usually say the big fish in the ocean, or big fish in the pond, or big fish in the pool,
Yes.
or big fish in something.
Yeah, but whale is totally different. You call a girl a whale, you're probably going to get slapped in the face.
But if you call a Walmart a whale, that's a whole different ballpark.
Yeah, you're in a different boat there.
True. And looking at a whale.
And looking at a whale.
Hooked.
Hooked? I'm hooked on English. Were you hooked on phonics?
I wasn't hooked on.
You
hooked
weren't
on phonics.
hooked on phonics?
No.
I was hooked on phonics, bro. If any of you know
If any of you know what hooked on phonics
is,
is, you get
some prize.
high
I will,
five through
I
the
will-
camera.
Yeah, I will come give you a high five at your door, probably. And that, honestly, if you know what like hooked on phonics is, I will seriously come to your door and give you a high five.
Ivan, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not a junkie.
No, a junkie might be hooked, but it's
Not
not
on phonics.
not on phonics.
Yeah, a junkie is hooked on something. You're right, Ivan. Maybe hooked on some kinds of drugs. Olga says, I have a bit of a pervert brain. Ha ha. I'm going to wait for the next comment from you, Olga.
Really?
So, hooked. The next one. Hype.
You know, I don't think they're hyped enough about this.
There's not enough hype in this
We need
chat
some
right
more
now.
discourse. Some
Need some-
hyped discourse.
Okay. What do you think? Who's going to win?
If I had to bet on anybody, it would be Batman.
Batman is going to win. You know, in the United States, you can vote for, like, anybody.
You know, actually, guys, this year in America, there was something, not 100. It was just underneath 100, but there were dogs on the ballot for president.
Really?
Really.
Well,
It
I know.
happens.
I know fictional characters also like get votes.
Mickey Mouse almost like won California one time. Seriously, people wrote it in on the ballot
Yeah.
and voted for Mickey Mouse, and he almost won. But of course, yeah.
That's
Guys,
hilarious.
will you vote for Donald Trump? I don't know. Is Trump a butt?
Let's clear that up. Let's find the. Just to remind you. There you go.
Might be.
Milan, thanks for asking if we'll vote for Trump. Here's the picture for you.
Yep.
Here's your card.
Here's your card. Oh, Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
Here's your card.
Hype. All right, next.
Dope.
Have any of you out there watched The Simpsons?
I'm
I'm
sure.
sure they have.
I'm sure.
Like
We had an immediate response from Batman.
Olga said, Homer,
Hello.
Simpsons. Yeah, you're right. So usually he says this when he does something stupid.
So would you claim this as a discourse marker? Or just discourse?
I would say that this is an exclamation.
An exclamation?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not an imperative.
You
though.
just show some kind of extreme emotion
Mhm.
with simple expression.
Kind of like, what the? No, I'm just kidding, guys.
Yeah, like this too. Or something like ow or ooh.
Aye.
I would classify them all in the same. They are exclamations, but they are also a good example of onomatopoeia.
They are quite onomatopoeia. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, is it GH Or is it uff? Or is it Or is it
English,
you?
English is so terrible. There's that
Uff? Yeah, GH, maybe.
I think it's more like with a huh sound.
like a huh.
No, not huh, and not and not pff. Those
Like-
are all different things.
Like UHHH.
So let's break it down. There's and this is when you sigh out of disappointment or
Yeah, like your wife whenever you don't wash the clothes and she asked you to 4 times in a row.
and then the last time you understand that you didn't do it and you say like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Regret.
Then there's which is like, are you joking? Get out of here. And then there's which is like I don't get it, or what'd you say? Then there's huh?
Like totally confused, lost.
Yeah. These are some good examples. Everyone, lots of comments after that stuff. Yeah.
Wow!
Whoa! Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's great.
So dope, I think, fits in this category. What's the next one? Kappa. A cup of tea.
A cup of tea?
You want a cuppa?
Kappa? Is that like gonna?
It's a little bit like gonna, but in the way that it's formed, but not in the way that it works in a sentence. Because gonna and wanna actually serve a grammatical purpose. And I mean, as far as they are related to verbs. And cuppa is just a noun.
I need a cup of coffee. Me too. Chris, what about you?
Cup of coffee? I could go for a cup of something else.
Yeah. No.
So that's cuppa. What else? Fuzz, the police, the cops, the
I think
pigs,
we've
the
touched-
5-0.
I think we've touched this already, haven't we?
What else is there? What other? The boys.
The boys.
What
The
else?
blues and twos.
The blues.
5-0.
Yeah.
Johnny, whatever the what?
The boys in blue. That's yeah.
What was it? Johnny. Some Johnnies. Some Johnnies.
Jackers, I think.
Oh yeah.
What else is there? All right. Well, those are all synonyms for the police.
I think we had a video like that.
Draw a blank.
I'm drawing a blank.
How do you draw? Like when you draw something, it automatically means that this paper is not blank. How do you draw a blank?
Could you
just give the paper to someone,
like? Is that like a in an exercise? You draw a little line.
or is it like there's a bunch of cards and you have to draw a card, and the one that you draw is blank?
Oh man, that would be horrible, or it would be awesome, depending.
Well, draw a blank. Fail to get the information or remember something. Like
These
something's
guys.
on the tip of your tongue. Like you know that you know it, but you can't remember it.
We could describe that as well. That could be used whenever you draw a blank.
Right?
So, I mean,
And sometimes
well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know about you guys out there, but I'm not drawing a blank.
no, you're going to the
No.
next one.
I'm drawing the next card. So, call a spade a spade. Just don't call me a spade, please. Absolutely. It's like pot calls the kettle black.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Spider stuck in its own webs. In Polish, we say it's not my pair of rubber boots.
Not my cup of tea.
Batman. Batman, that is awesome. I never knew that. That is amazing. That is a new piece of knowledge.
I just
for me.
love that we're talking to Batman.
We are. So everybody, Batman's here in chat. He's real. He's there.
I could just imagine him sitting there with his cape at the computer, just being like, "I gotta learn me some English."
I are to love English. All of your bases are now belong to us. So rise and shine, Chris.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that way too soon.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure everybody here in chat is definitely beyond the point of rise and shine.
Yeah.
So get out of bed and be lively and energetic. But would you say that that's totally possible to use for somebody who's just not paying attention?
No,
Really?
you have to get out of bed. It's always about waking up out of bed.
I don't know. I use slangs like that to explain to somebody like you need to wake up. Come on, pay attention.
But it's only after he's sleeping. Like you couldn't say if he just daydreamed.
Really? Because I say good morning all the time whenever I see people daydreaming.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So people out there, good morning.
Right.
Actually, I knew this one man. He always dressed in white. He was this like older gentleman. Yeah. To explain, he was a kind man, so I have to explain him kindly. And really, when all the time, you could never follow what he was saying because he spoke horribly, but at the end of a lot of sentences, whenever you looked at him like he was crazy, he said, "Rise and shine." Just crazy.
Crazy old man.
In Russian, prosnis I poi. Prosnis I poi. Okay, new words for me. Very nice. Don't be boring. Don't be shy. Take. What is that? Narcotic. Rise and shine. Close on the spelling. Batman. Batman, congratulations. You have impressed me today. Edgar's not here. Ivan has been in the background. Oh yeah, you always impress me. But seriously, Batman, you have come and become the cream of the crop. Absolutely. I would definitely say you're on the dot. So, Chris, would you say that like on point whenever people are like absolutely right?
Mm-hmm. On point, yeah.
Yeah, on point, on the dot, on the spot.
On the dot, yeah.
Absolutely. Like those right there just, I mean, I don't know about you guys out there. Do you have anything to say whenever somebody's absolutely right? Like, you're absolutely right.
I know in Russian they have the same one.
They do? On the dot?
Yeah, stochku.
Stochku. Oh, okay.
Like, on the dot, exactly.
On the dot, exactly. Direct translation. So, Batman, you're on the dot. Congratulations. High five to you. But Tochka, but Chris, you're gonna have to help me out with this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This shit, Toch?
Yeah, they said it right.
Okay. Excellent. So, Chris, you want to get behind me? Oh, wait, that was totally the wrong meaning. Don't use it like that ever. Never. If you just throw that out there, that's no. But could you support me and help me out here?
Are we talking about discourse markers?
Well, you could throw it down one time.
I can get behind that.
You could.
All right, let me get behind this here discourse.
So support these people. Let's get behind them and
let's go to the next one.
Spit it out, Chris.
Well, there's something I've been meaning to tell you guys. I'm just gonna spit it out. I love teaching English, and especially, I mean, over the internet, over video conference, it's kind of difficult to do it. But in person and in the classroom, it's really a great feeling.
I hope one day we'll be able to
spit it out there. Yeah.
We'll spit it out. I would like to spit it out. Let me spit it out real quick. It's not mine.
It's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like those movies.
No, it isn't.
Not that kind of spit it out. Okay, next. Some people have a lot of dreams. They're very ambitious, maybe even over ambitious. We can say that they have their head in the clouds. Oh, Vladimir just said another good one.
Because I dropped
the cream of the crop.
I dropped it.
Yeah?
I did drop it. I did. On Batman, no less. Because Batman deserved it. He's quite the cream of the crop.
But you don't want to tell him too many compliments. He might have his head in the clouds.
Yeah, he might. Yep. It might blow up.
All right, here's our last idiom or phrase. Cut to the chase.
So we're going to cut to the chase.
It means to just say the main idea or say exactly what you need to say.
Exactly. You have to spit it out to cut to the chase.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to make a discourse out of this, you could.
So the example that they give here is, I know you're busy, so I'll cut to the chase. You need a new car engine.
Really?
The reason you're not moving anywhere is because you need a new engine.
I'm stuck.
I'll just cut to the chase.
Did they put me in neutral?
Probably.
They might have.
So we didn't finish that video, though.
I would like to go over the definitions, if we could.
Which definitions?
That they link with the discourse markers.
Not
and no, in the yeah, right there, right.
Well, for some reason the video's not loading. Here we go.
Yeah.
So I study samples of creek water to track pollution. Using so to begin a sentence, especially when you're being interviewed, may give you a little thinking time.
So we can use so as a discourse marker to give us more speaking time, to let us think more. You probably already use this in your speech. What do you think, Jake? Do you use it?
Well, something like it.
Yeah. Everyone's commenting that this video is too slow, and I agree.
It is.
However, some people don't Discourse Markers test.
So, are discourse markers important? Yes, 100%.
Are you sure?
They help us to sound more natural, to be more fluent, and to connect ideas when we are stuck between something. When, instead of saying nothing, instead of just making a big pause, we can use discourse markers to show that we are still actively in the conversation.
Okay. To start off, I would like to say that, wouldn't you say if we had removed discourse markers, specifically the ones that we have talked about from speech, for example, so, well, to comment on, I mean, wouldn't we increase the intonation inside of our language?
Intonation, what do you mean?
Intonation, such as pauses, stress or emphasis on words or phrases.
We would have to. I think that when we see speech on TV and from politicians and advertising, that usually they remove these discourse markers, and the intonation ends up being something that is easy to understand, very direct, with a clear meaning, but also not conversational.
So more like a statement. Whenever you have a statement, you often don't work with a discourse marker.
Yeah, and that's why we use them a lot in speech, but we don't use them a lot in, well, we use specific discourse markers in speech and specific discourse markers in written language. Because when we use them in written language, we use them for a special purpose. But in speech, a lot of times they're just used to link or to give some kind of connection between ideas, right?
Well, to touch quickly on the written, things like due to, in case of, these are not commonly spoken. But in written, it allows you to flow from one idea to the next idea within your writing. Whereas with spoken English, or probably any spoken language, the discourse markers allow you to connect your sentences as you change ideas more often than not, or to continue to elaborate on the same idea without someone losing you in translation.
Olga here says that in Russian, informal conversation, it's rude to use well or so.
Tak, yeah.
What do you think? In English, is it the same?
No.
Is it rude?
No, not at all, because it's become a part of just natural, native spoken English.
But I would say that speech that's associated with high class
uses
and public information, I mean, that's media and written language like this.
Well, for example, advertisements.
Right. They can't use this so much.
Of course not.
Right? So it's some kind of status also, that the more discourse markers you use to fill speech that you don't know what you're going to say, when you don't know what you're going to say, then these kind of discourse markers also mark a kind of unintelligence, right?
I would say so.
That
there's too many fillers.
Plan, or you didn't think about what you're going to say before.
Or you need too much time to think.
Right.
You're not informed on your conversation.
Mr. President Obama don't use them a lot, Vladimir says.
Vladimir, you're the boss.
Yeah, and that's because he has a speech written for him.
You're written for him.
And when it's planned out, he doesn't need these discourse markers that show that he needs more time to think, because he doesn't need more time to think.
Exactly. There's no need to connect because everything flows already.
So these are some interesting points about discourse markers.
And discourse markers with some flexibility. So
again, here we have a list of functions of discourse markers: to agree or to disagree, to contrast something, to provide continuity. That means to continue what you're saying so that it doesn't sound like two separate parts.
So just, yeah.
Change of topic, change of focus, start and end rephrasing, interjecting. Interjecting is a good one.
But just to say something real quick.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different words that could mean but in different situations, like yet.
Yet, although,
Uh-huh.
on the other hand, as Olya pointed out, her favorite.
Mm-hmm. And while we're on the topic,
You got me.
to that end,
Congratulations, Olya. High five for that. That was great. To that end.
yeah, so these are some more discourse markers that continue what we're saying. So, yeah, we talked about negative discourse markers, but there's a lot of positive ones too, where you don't contradict what was said before, but you just provide support for what was said before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like rephrasing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh, that's a nice hat.
really? Hey, guys.
So yeah, what about you guys? I would like to see from you guys in the comments to this video other discourse markers that we haven't talked about. Maybe some criticism about the ones that we brought up, because not all of them were discourse markers. Maybe you have some more slang or idiomatic phrases that you'd like to share with us, similar to the ones that we shared in this video. Feel free to write them all in the comments.
Wait, Chris.
Yeah.
No. You know.
What?
That.
You know?
Yeah. That idea just struck me, though. Colloquial English.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a huge topic.
Too big, I think.
To be continued. Could you use that as a discourse marker, as an ending?
To be continued?
Yeah, like actually and walk off, or to be continued and just.
I think it would be a good one, because it also refers to something that's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan says the picture of Trump was amazing, but he didn't say Trump, he said tramp.
That is the best misspelling ever. I think he.
Olga asked if you managed to save it. If you haven't saved it, I'll send it to you again. Here you go. All right, guys. It's been a lot of fun. It's time for me to get out of here. I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Yep.
Take care.